Good morning. It's another day on working on the M111 swapped 190E. So let's recap what we have done on the previous episode. We did the radiator mounting, the intercooler mounting, the boost pipes on the cold side and the boost pipes on the hot side. We also finished up the throttle body, the TPS sensor is installed, the fuel injectors are installed, and we're pretty much almost to the point where we can start wiring. Only thing is, there's a few small bits that you just miss. I'm gonna tighten that later. I'm gonna do the other thing later. So today is the day that we do all that, because I can start the car without exhaust, but I cannot start it with a leaking power steering or with a leaking turbo drain, no turbo feed. These small bits we need to do before we do the wiring and get the vehicle started. Basically today is going to be a nut and bolt check, a few small fabricational things, let's say mount the boost solenoids and stuff like that. So yeah, let me show you how everything is sitting currently. If you haven't seen the last video, I hope you have seen it, but in case you haven't, let's go and have a look. So Mishimoto intercooler at the front, W202 radiator right in the middle. It's so tight fit, I had to bash the frame rails a little bit. That's not a problem. To fit the intercooler I had to cut the tow hook. You know, just what you lose. Over here, just a normal 90 silicone with a 90 mandrel bent, and then we turn into some pipe cuts. Not the best of welding, but I think for a hobbyist welder, pretty good. Then we have this blow-off valve all welded up. Then into another mandrel bent 90, and some more pipe cuts into the original M111 elbow. Chinese knockoff throttle body, works absolutely amazing. Just had to chop off the end of it so we can use the bolt holes that go through the. So basically these bolts now sandwich this, they sandwich the throttle body between this and the base over here. There's O-rings all around. BMW E36 TPS sensor, 660cc injectors. These few lines are gonna go. We're gonna go to AN6 lines, feed and return. We have a blue Bosch M12 by 1.5 sensor drilled and tapped into that housing over here. This is just gonna be a blank. On this side we have max speeding rods, turbo with a billet compressor wheel. That should do us the job. We're aiming for 300 horsepower on the engine. I think this will make them. Maybe with a squeeze, but I think it will make them. AN10 return lines going into the sump down there. Don't know if you can see it. And also that's our feed line that we need to put over here. I need to tighten up the power steering lines, which are all the way down there. We have our wastegate, it's external one, that needs to be plumbed up. We're going to be running a screamer pipe that's not going to be connected to the actual exhaust of the vehicle. And then we need to make a 3-inch exhaust here somehow. But we'll figure that out when we get to it. Or as Derek says, we're gonna cross that bridge when the water comes in. So yeah, pipe cuts into a 90 mandrel, then into a 90 silicone. Pretty nice. I'm pretty stoked how everything fits. I'm gonna mount the boost solenoid right over here. Then we're gonna run one line to the turbo, the other line to the wastegate, and I think that should be fine. The wastegate I think comes with a 7 psi spring in it, which is 0.5 bars. With the setup I think we can reach to a bar. If we need more, we have one extra spring, which is I think 12 psi. So we'll see how that goes. Over here, this is gonna be our coolant situation over here, from the water pump around the boost pipe going down. I'm gonna cut it and make a slash connect over here just to connect this to down there, and then we're gonna probably run Volkswagen expansion tank in all these round things. We're gonna mount it over here, and I think I'm gonna build a guard for the air filter and the expansion tank to sit like far away from the heat. 90 2-inch to 2.5, and then we have a 275 to 2.5 reducer. Wiring situation over here, we need to clean up a little bit. All right, that box is gonna go. We're just gonna keep the ABS computer, and the ECU Masters Emule Classic is gonna sit there as well. That fuel pump we can get rid of completely, we don't need it. The fuel pump relay with the rev limiter in it, we don't need that. We're just gonna use 3 wires out of there. This is our vacuum port that's gonna connect at the back of the intake. Also our map sensor is gonna connect somewhere there as well. And this is it pretty much. That's all about it. We have a new alternator bracket. This is the part number if you need it, if you want to get rid of the compressor alternator bracket. That's what you need. And I also have a pulley with just a single belt from an NA motor, but if you're in a pinch, just put the put the engine on the starter, crank it, and then with the angle grinder just cut it right over here. Other than that, they're absolutely identical. But yeah, this is the catch up on this car. Let's clean up the working area, make sure we're not missing any hardware and stuff like that, finish up some other things, and then hopefully soon the exhaust pipe arrives so we can start fabricating exhaust, or the wiring loom components arrive so we can start doing the wiring loom. Alright guys, I have a welding hood on, which means some exhaust material has just turned up. It's 3-inch. I've chopped the V-band off and I'm starting to tack weld some pie cuts and see how it goes. I think we can actually make it work. So let me tack this one and I'll show you what I'm on about. There's gonna be a big pipe right in front of you. There we go. But I can't move it. Maybe I can put you guys somewhere here. There we go. That should do. Solid. I like it. Okay. And then once I weld more of these, I'm gonna how do you call it? I'm gonna beat that in place, because see, there's a little bit of a gap. There's short at the bottom and it's too long at the side. So once I weld a few more of these, and I know that it's not gonna make, you know, piece off my pie cuts, and we should be good to smack it in. Alright, give me a sec. Let's stack that here. And I'll grab 2 bolts and show you how it looks like. There's a little bit of a gap here, so I'll need to add some filler rod. There we go. Very nice. There we go. Right. Yeah. So another pie cut, just to shove it under the wastegate, and after it's under the wastegate, then we can straighten up the angle, and then we can go down. I think it looks pretty nice, doesn't it? Plenty of space. Yeah, I'm actually gonna try and tack the next one here while it's on that, but the process to actually getting a pie cut, it's a bit way too long compared to the process of getting a pie cut is way too long comparing it to getting a pie cut from Ali. But it is the price that we're willing to pay, so let's freaking go. Just look, let's take that. You might be thinking very nice, but I'm telling you what, you ain't metal very nice. It's actually very, very bad. Right, that's a good grinder. Now, I need to get the spinning board. Clean these first. I need one pie cut. And I'll probably need like 10, 15 of these things. Yeah, but I'm loving the way this is shaping up. I think he's gonna be sick. I don't know if the blade is gonna last because it's not really happy. It's throwing sparks and it's really messing up the end of the, how do you call it, the pipes. Like where it starts and where it ends is pretty messy compared to the Ali. So I don't know. I mean, I'm done with all the Ali welding. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, I guess. Alright boys, it's the next day. Yesterday I got a little bit fed up with the fit and the blade cutting and cleaning up all the pie cuts and stuff like that. I forgot to switch the camera on, so my mistake. But let me give you a quick update on where we are with all the pie cuts and the downpipe and whatnot. So this is gonna be the section that comes off the turbo. That fits right there like this, yeah, and there's gonna be a V-band that connects to this I need to extend that a little bit, but yeah, this is what we're going for. So I built this section and I built the other section over there. I joined them up, and it was the last weld. So I built it up to here. I think it was either here or here, and everything was fitting up perfectly. Everything was lining up as good as I can make it. And then once I tacked these on and then tried to put the downpipe down, wouldn't fit. And what I mean wouldn't fit is like it would physically fit if there was a physical way to actually get down. So I've cut the tack welds, added a V-band. The V-band disturbed a little bit the length of everything and the angles. So 3 hours later of just cutting and measuring, laying down on the car, going up and whatnot, I got it. I've welded some of it yesterday. I'm gonna finish up welding all that today, and then hopefully we can fit it and forget about it. Like, this is it, done. On the next one, I think the whole downpipe is a little bit different, so we're not gonna struggle that much, hopefully. But yeah, what a challenge this was, I'm telling you. The worst part is like there's nobody, like my dad is working on something else, so he couldn't help with that. And the worst part is like you're trying to hold something up and you can't really hold it and then put the other pie cut in and then mark it. This was the worst part. If there was another person that can hold the work for me and I can just position it for him and then just slide it in, much easier would have been. But it is what it is, you know. At the moment we're alone on this. But yeah, let's weld all these pie cuts, let it cool down, and then slip it down the next to the engine, bolt everything down for good, and tackle up the next thing. Today the 2 silicone pipes are meant to be arriving as well. That will be quite nice. And yeah, slowly getting there. Slowly getting there. So enjoy, guys, the time lapse of me welding shit together. It's not the prettiest welding, but it does the job, and it's gonna be exhaust wrap, so who cares what is underneath? As long as it's strong, everything else is fine. So yeah, let's go. Right, it took me about 30 minutes, well exactly 30 minutes, because the camera shut off exactly when I dabbed a few last things. But yeah, 30 minutes to weld that over there. Let's see this one. This should be a lot quicker because it's only 1, 2, 3 pie cuts that I need to weld. And also this, please say something. Alright guys, this is the finished product. Obviously we've seen that, yep. And then have a look at this. I think it looks pretty good. There's one V-band down there, but it's far away from anything. It's not touching absolutely nothing. And even when you shake the engine, it's not touching anything. So that's good. We can put this back to where it was going before, down there. Just like that. And yeah, oh god, so happy that I pulled this off. Now we need to build the bottom part, but before I build the bottom part, I'll need to attach the rear section of the drive shaft to the front section of the drive shaft. Then I can start building the front part of the exhaust. On the front part of the exhaust, I'll need to add wideband bung on there for the lambda and stuff like that. And then pretty much all the fabrication is done. The intercoolers are done, the exhaust is done. The only thing that we're going to be waiting for is electrical components. I'm still waiting for them. Now I really regret that I didn't order everything from the Road Race Rally shop. I very much regret it. So next time, I don't know, just order it from there. You know that it's coming on time and you're not waiting around for deliveries and things like this. But yeah, that's the exhaust done. The front end is together, minus the bumper of course. The customer wanted to see how everything looks assembled, and I think he's very happy with what he's looking at. And I'm glad because I've put a lot of heart and, you know, motivation and stuff like that into making this look the way it looks. Now we need to build a screamer pipe. I don't know where I'm gonna build it and where it's gonna be coming from, but I guess we'll just figure something out. For now, this is it. Give me a minute, I'll have lunch and then we'll crack on with probably the drive shaft. We'll see. Okay, some more bits and bobs done. I just added the Mac Boost solenoid. It's bolted, but I decided to zip that just in place, just in case. Small little bracket, threaded a stud, cut it. This is Loctite in there. Then I've run the vacuum pipes. So one at the front, one at the back, and one to the turbo. And then this one over here is going to be running to the back of the intake manifold over here with a 3-piece. And yeah, getting stuff done slowly. I can put the cover back in until the wiring comes here. I'm waiting for a new filter and a hose connector for here, so I can you know, build a air filter box and whatnot. But yeah, it's pretty much ready to go. I need to get to like an olive sort of a thing, like what is it called, crush washer, so I can put that guy in place. And yeah, over the moon. It looks pretty good. I like it. Alright guys, I have cleaned up. I have added some more other stuff to the engine bay, and I think I'm gonna call it a day. The bottom of the exhaust, the fuel lines and the drive shaft, I'm just gonna push the car on the ramp on my buddy's next door. Just it will be easier. There's no point laying on my back trying to dig together some pieces. It just doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna clean up a little bit the table, take the stuff that I don't need up in the shop, and yeah, look at this, all assembled. I even put the bumper back on it. Intercooler showing under there, nice. Cover is on, the boost pipe is under there. I've run the boost lines. This is loosely positioned, the turbo blanket on there. I'm so thrilled with that. Downpipe looks awesome. But yeah, I think I'm gonna close the bonnet, clean up the table, maybe just do some pie cuts in the meantime while Dad is finishing some cars up the top. And yeah, enough for today. We have done plenty. Now we're just waiting for wiring. These guys, man. I've probably said it a million times that I'm waiting for these components, but I'm on my toes just waiting for the wiring loom stuff to come so I can do the wiring loom and start up the goddamn engine. I just want to hear it run. But yeah, this is it from today. Thank you very much for watching. Consider subscribing, sharing, commenting down below in the sections. You know, show it to a buddy. I don't know, just, you know, help me spread the love of a 190 around. But yeah, I will see you very soon. Bye bye.